Hello, good to see you again. Welcome to Block 1 Solving Problems with Addition and Subtraction, Lesson 3. I'll share my screen. So, in your previous lesson, you learned um, using mental strategies for addition and subtraction problems. In today's lesson, you're going to focus on using formal methods for addition of integers. Now, this lesson will be mostly a refresher for some of you who studied this really well during your primary school maths, but it's still useful for you to work through the exercises. Please like and subscribe, like the videos, subscribe to the channel, share the videos to those you think will benefit. By doing that, you do us a huge favor and other children around the world who can make good use of this video for their learning. Before we start, I would like you to do these retrieval practice questions in 3 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've worked through these questions, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. So first, you were asked 400 plus 540, that is 940. 400 plus 546, you can see we can use that result to answer this because this is just 6 more than 540. So 546 is just 6 more than 540. And then that one is 487 and 170. So I wonder how you solved these problems, but we'll see formal methods of addition which we could have applied to solve these problems. If you're asked to add these numbers and then we use our place value counters, we can begin to see that if we add 4 ones and 8 ones, we have 12 ones. But do you think we're going to write 12 there? Obviously not, because remember, it's the ones column. So we can use 10 ones and exchange it for 110. Okay, so we exchange 10 ones and then we have 110, which we place like that. So now the number of ones we have left is just 2. Okay, because we've used 10 ones, which gives us 110. All right, now the 110 and the 6 tens will give us 7 tens. The 300s and the 200s will give us 5 hundreds. And then the 2000s and the 1000 will give us 3000s. And then the 10,000s should just be 10,000s. So that's how to do it. Now you know how it works, working from right to left. We will look at problems where we do not even need to be using the place value counters anymore because we can work using the formal methods. I want to say that there are other methods of doing addition. So, but it's important to learn this one. So you have the Chinese method, you have the Vedic math method. So, but we're not doing that today. That will be in future lessons. So for this one, we can see that 5 eights, 5 ones, and 8 ones will give us 13 ones, but we can use 10 ones. Okay, you can see that's why we've written it there. But what mistake has taken place? Can you spot it? Yes, you can see that that one should be just 1, not 10. You can see somebody has written 10 there. Okay, right. So it's now time for you to have a go at questions 1 to 5 using the formal methods. So pause the video and answer question 1 in 2 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered question 1, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. So you were asked what addition calculation is represented, and that's the addition calculation there. So it's 45. You can see 4 tens. Sorry, it's 45 plus 37. So you can see it there. Yeah. So this one, you can see it's 45 plus 37. And that's the answer. Yeah. And then next you ask, what exchange needs to be done to complete the calculation? So we need to exchange 10 ones for 110. Okay. And that's what has taken place. And you can see it written in the grid form here. Pause the video and answer questions 2 and 3 in 4 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered questions 2 and 3, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. All right, so here you can see we've used the formal methods. When we add them from right to left, we shift the place values. If we have excess place value in the right, we shift it to the left, so on and so forth. Okay. All right, so pause the video and answer questions 4 and 5 in 4 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered questions 4 and 5, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. So here you can see that's the calculation and that's the answer. I'm sure you've used the formal methods to answer them. All right. So these are written in words. So by now you should be able to know how to write from words to figures and then you add them. Okay. If you don't know how to do this, you can go to term 1 and look for one of our lessons where we discussed writing number in figures and in words. All right, let's do some new learning. So if we want to add these numbers, what do? It's exactly the same approach. We see here, this is all tens, yeah, because 1 plus 7 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10, of course. That 10 is going to give us 110 of a counter, so it's going to be there. So we now have 0 ones because we've used it. We've exchanged it with the 110, and then we add those. Okay, we're going to have an excess. We shift it to the 100. We add it, and we shift the other one because when we add this, we'll have an excess. We'll have 13, so we'll have to shift the one. Which will give us the 1 there. Okay? And that's our answer. Now, here is what this young lady said. She said, we only ever exchange for one of the next highest place value. We'll only ever exchange for one of the next highest place value. Is it true? Do you agree with her? Of course not. So, what we do know is if, for example, we add 9, that will be 18. We'll say, okay, we're going to exchange the 10 and leave the 8 for the 110 counter. But what about this? You can see we have 21. So we have more than 10 to exchange. So we can change 2 tens. So we'll have 2 counters. So she's not correct. So sometimes you can exchange for 2 of the next highest place value, going from right to left. All right, it's now time for you to practice these questions. Pause the video and answer question 6 in 3 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered question 6, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. So here we've used a similar approach. You can see here we had to shift 2. We had to carry 2, you see, from here. Because when we add these, it gives us 20. So we're going to exchange those 20 ones for 2 tens. So we'll have to write it there, and then that becomes a 0. We do the same, and you see it goes all along until we get these answers. Pause the video and answer question 7 in 3 minutes. All right, assuming you've paused the video and you've worked really hard, here are the questions. Here are the answers. Let's discuss them. So you can see here you were asked to write in figures. And then here you were told write the number that is 4 million greater than your total. So give your answer in words and figures. So you can see that's the number there. Yeah. Then pause the video and answer question 8 in 3 minutes. Okay, assuming you've paused the video and you've answered question 8, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. All right. So I'm sure you got all of them right and you've really worked hard on this. All right, pause the video and answer question 9 in 1 minute. Okay, assuming you've paused the video and you've worked through question 9, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. So here you have the answers. Okay. So really well done for this short lesson. I'm sure you have thought about how we use formal methods for addition, where we add the numbers from the right column of the place value, and then if the number is in excess, you shift the excess place value to the left to to exchange it for a place value, the exchange place value from the right, so that you can exchange it for the place value on the left. Again, I want to repeat, there are other methods of doing addition, but this is just the first formal method I would like you to learn. Until next time, take care and bye-bye.